I have to be honest, a part of me wondered if this road trip would ever end. And this, on our very last day on the road, we're going from Youngstown to home in Sussex County, New Jersey. I tell you, I'm really, really, really excited to get home on this last day. And some of what we're going to be up to includes getting back out on Route 80, discovering a really fun historical spot that I had no idea existed, and going for my morning walk out there. I tell you, morning walks while traveling have become quite the discovery, and something I regret not doing more across a couple of those Midwest states. So I hope that you'll enjoy the adventure. I hope that you will be excited and exhilarated by the historical and fun walking that we do. And at the same time, know that we're right on the crest of another adventure that will start literally right after this one, which is has to do with house sitting and pet sitting and nomading. In my sophomore year of nomading, we're going to be doing some house sitting diaries. So I look forward to coming up with that in the very near future. So in the meantime, here we go live, back to the road, and you are back in the passenger seat. Let's do this. Most mornings of the road trip start as something like this, sitting in the little areas where they allow you to have free breakfast, sometimes good, sometimes mediocre. This was kind of run-of-the-mill in Youngstown. As I took off into the foggy morning, I was excited to know that this would be my last day on the road, and I also wanted to make the most of it. So I got off in a small town called Brookville, Pennsylvania, which was attractive because it was close to Punxsutawney, and I had seen Groundhog Day, the musical, when I was in Bakersfield. When I hit the downtown area of Brookville, I wondered, where the heck have I found myself? And when I looked at the history, it was founded by three men, Joseph Barnett, Andrew Barnett, and Samuel Scott, which is also my son's name. Now, what are the chances of that happening? Or more likely, what are the invitations? So interesting to find my place in a town that is so visually inviting to me, how I love historic-looking cities, and also a connection to my family through the name. It became a town for lumber mills. The rafts of timber would travel from Brookville back to Pittsburgh in the West. Entire lives were built on the rhythm of water, wood, and work. During the Civil War, there was quite a regiment from this area. They were called the Wildcats. And this is what happens when you take a side jaunt just for the heck of it. I was looking for a restroom, and I saw a sign that said Historic District. And I was like, okay, it's calling me. This place is calling me. And then I thought, well, I should really go on my morning walk. I was doing that so regularly. What stopped me? What stopped me was me thinking I needed to rush everywhere. But anyway, here I am. Oh my goodness. This is too great to pass up. This trail is in Scripture Mountain Park, which is unique in and of itself. And the people who are developing it want to make it into an outdoor museum, which I totally understand. I bet when the sun is out, it's even more incredible. But it also reminds me of the timber mills and the abundance of wood in this forest. The ground must be exceptionally fruitful. Perfect location for a morning walk of any length that I wanted it to be. And of course, there was so much to learn. As always, in every place I go, yes, there are marvelous surprises that I never expected, but I'm always delightful to find out more. One of the really fun things about Pennsylvania is that some people say the modern conservation movement got its start there. Gifford Pinchot, who lived in Milford, Pennsylvania, closer to where I live, he was frenemies with John Muir. He was a different kind of preservationist, one of the early conservation pioneers. He was more of a practical conservationist, unlike John Muir, who was like, don't touch anything in the forest. Pinchot instead was like, use the land for the greatest good of the most. This could be a slippery slope. Today, I believe it is a slippery slope that we need to keep our eyes on. Gifford Pinchot was the first chief of the U.S. Forest Service. Very cool. And a Pennsylvanian through and through. This is another reason why it is so great to go for walks as you're on a road trip. The good thing about this area that I just discovered, and I would not have known, is that you can get on and off the 80. It connects, it goes right around the city. So if you were in Western Pennsylvania, I would suggest you look for Brookville, PA, and plan a pit stop here, because you can plan your pit stops. I normally do. I did on my first part of my trip, but I am so in a rush to get home that I didn't want to do this, especially once you get on Interstate 80. I feel like it's almost an addiction to speed. And there are fewer ways to get off of it once you're on it. It's just like any other addiction, I guess. If I had more time, I would go to, I think about 12 miles away, Punxsutawney. But I'm not going to do that today. So even I have self-control because I have books on hold at the library. So I need to get going. I want to get my books. Well, I didn't spend much time in Pennsylvania on that day. There sure was a lot of different weather. I mean, here the sky has clouds, but it's blue and bright, and pretty soon I'll be back in the snow. What is up with this state? So we have an Amish buggy, then we have gasoline rather, and then look, hello, we can also power up our electric cars all in the same place. So many contrasts. And Indian food. And I had to literally loop around because I actually saw on this street, yep, over there on left, do you see it coming? I'd never seen an Amish family out being driven by a horse and buggy. And hello, I had to document it. There it is, another new site. And here comes the snow. We're actually in a place called Snowshoe, Pennsylvania. We have seen it all here in Pennsylvania today. I have to say, it was quite enjoyable after all. No complaints at all. I love the variety. I love the learning. And I love seeing things I've never seen before. I'm kind of over the snow, and I didn't know it yet, but when I get home in Sussex, well, more snow will greet me. It's 20 minutes before closing time. I need to get in my holds, y'all. I need to do some reading tonight. I need to cuddle up with my pillow and read some good Lily King. I made it back, and I came home and I have a couple exciting things. New trash cans and a surprise bag at my door. So darn cute. Let's see what I got. So that's a wrap. From East Coast to West Coast, from West Coast to East Coast, we are back. Phew, what a fun trip it was. And I was always so grateful to have you in the passenger seat. Whether we were going to an unknown town of Pennsylvania and having a really enjoyable walk, or whether we were hanging out in Bedrock in Arizona with Emma, or finding a new romance, Be Still My Heart, in none other than Oatman, Arizona. There's still more to come. I haven't shared with you any of my California day trips. There's just, I haven't shared when I visited with Tracy back in before, I think the day before I left California, I visited with Tracy. There's just so much to share, and that makes me really grateful for those of you who've been with my channel for such a long time, that there is an abundance of content. So hopefully y'all won't get too sick of me. And coming right on the heels of this, I will be handling my house sitting, pet sitting, nomading differently than I handled this series. This series took way too long. I think a part of it was that I just didn't want to let go of the experience. I wanted to hold on to it as long as possible because it was such a rich, dynamic experience. One little blooper that I just couldn't get right to end out this video. I hope that you will enjoy and stick around, because this road trip is just waking me up to more energy and more excitement for what's next to come. So thank you so much for being here. So grateful for your subscriptions, your comments, your likes, all of it. You are precious in my life, and I hope that we continue this relationship with you in the passenger seat. The first, I need to get this fact right. So I will fix this. I'll put a comment about, I'll put a caption. Gifford Pinchot was when I find out the actual term, I'll stick it in the bottom here. Wait.